When we decided to renovate this building, this classified heritage building initially, the lack of information around the facility was making it even more difficult. We had to do a lot of investigative work. So if we would have had this information up front before we even started the renovation, it would have been crucial to the development and progress of the construction. Instead of having stretched into years, it could have been stretched into months, and without even second guessing the work itself. For example, there is a lot of components, character-defining elements to this facility that have not been finished, for example, or very specific to an artist, for example, sculptures, carvings, even details on the floor. If you have that only on CAD drawings, then you're limiting yourself to what you see in a black and white figure. But having 3D scanning gives you the exactitude, if something would have happened, to recreate that character-defining element. So the benefits are tremendous. The initial scope was to scan the mechanical electrical room, simply because I had a long-term capital plan to put in effect, and I needed this information earlier than the entire building modeling. But now that we've moved into this upper phase, and we see the definite value of having 3D scans of our mechanical spaces, the plan is to augment the scanning to the entirety of the facility. We're looking at expanding the facility because our collections are growing and the space is becoming at optimal capacity. So we're looking at increasing the building itself. So the usefulness of this data will actually be either shared online. I could create a user's profile just for them to access the space and view the plans. So obviously, it will save a tremendous amount of time, and of course we're looking at our Scope 3 emissions as well. So having everyone to travel to the site, it just limits the capacity of what we can do. When I first encountered what Multivista was doing, I was really impressed, and from having a discussion with the expert staff at Multivista, and looking at the price and feasibility of this. Of creating BIM for our own facility, existing facility, well, I had no choice to pursue that avenue.